Hey y'all, what's up? I just wanted to take a little time to chop it up with you guys this morning. You know, if you're a gardener and you love to garden and stuff, it could be challenging sometimes. You could be like, oh, I don't have a green thumb, or things are not growing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my fertilizer here. Things are not growing the way it should be. Because you're looking at the top of the surface. You know, you're looking at the top of the surface. Don't worry about what's going on top of the surface too much, because it could be kind of deceiving. You know, I'm just gonna re-amend my soil with some organic fertilizers, some nitrogen, bone meal, stuff like that. You pay all that soil. People, use your soil. Use it. Use your soil. Reuse your soil. Dump it out on a big tarp. Dump it out on a big tarp and re-fertilize it. Get you a good organic fertilizer. And if you know soil is expensive, and if you got a lot of containers and stuff, to throw that soil away, and go buy more is crazy. For some, if you can afford it, I mean, go ahead. You may not have time for this, but get you a tarp, man. Lay your soil out. Dump all your old soils, all the old bins and stuff like that that's tore up from the weed eater and all that stuff. Just dump it out in the tarp. Get you some Rejuvenate, some blood meal. It's gonna add nitrogen. See the zeros, nitrogen 13. This is bone meal, not too much nitrogen, phosphorus, and this is like an all-around fertilizer right here. It's a 463. Oh my God, these girls are at it again. Look at this. Come on, girl. I know she don't want to use the other one. She want to share the same one with you. Okay, so let me help you out, baby. Oh my gosh. Come on. Okay, come on, baby. Come on. I know. She want to use the one you're using. Okay. There you go, baby. There you go. I know. Let me see. You got an egg under here? I'm gonna give her one egg, okay, so she can sit on. Here, baby. Here. Put that under there. Okay. So she's sitting on most of the eggs. They like to use all the same basket. But I'll put an egg under her so she can feel secure. Okay. If I don't put it, if there, she would have got right back out and go climb on top of that girl just to lay her egg on top of her egg. That's what they do. I don't know why. They're funny like that. But back to what I was saying. We're spending a lot of money on fertilizer. Just re-fertilize your soil. This thing add up like $12, $15 a bag, especially if you're getting a premium blend. Oh my gosh. Put some, wood chips in it. Put some peat moss in there, some coca coir, some dry leaves. Throw all that stuff in there. This is organic matter. All of this is organic matter. Just throw it in there. Mix it back in there. And then when you add your nitrogen and stuff, you just cover it back up. After you mix everything in, cover it back up. Let it cook. Let it cook. Let that nitrogen and plant food get distributed through the whole soil with the Rejuvenate. You want the Rejuvenate or something with beneficial bacteria or microbes, okay? The microbiology in the soil is what's gonna feed your plant, not this stuff. This ain't gonna feed your plant. You feeding the soil. The microbes is gonna feed your plants. So you want to add the beneficial microbes in your soil to give your soil back life. You want to live in soil. And you can use worm castings and all that good stuff, all that good jazz to bring back life to your soil. Okay? And when the microbes are going to come in, they're going to break down the foods in your soil to feed your plant, if that makes sense. Okay? But what I was saying earlier is that, sometimes, we have a plant. We get a plant. We get it from a box store. We grew it from seed. And we put it out. It's been a little couple of weeks, a couple of days. You ain't seen no growth. The growth is not happening on top, y'all. The growth is happening on the bottom. That root structure is getting settled in. So what you don't see on top, you definitely ain't gonna see on the bottom. But trust and believe, there's something going on down there in the bottom. Root development. Plant need its roots to be able to hold food. Oh, they're back at it again, huh? Okay. That plant needs its roots development to give you the fruit that it needs to grow. And it's very imperative that you give that plant some time to grow. Now, I just wanted to share it this morning because, I've been patient with some of my plants. I got some figs. If y'all from the south here in Alabama, y'all know we just had like a major snowstorm. And it was, man, I'm telling you, I came outside. I done measured about 12 inches of snow out here in my front yard. So I know, and this is Alabama. But that damage to some of my fig trees. As you can see, it sticks. But I've been going through re-amending my soil for the past couple weeks, and making sure that everything's alive. Now this fig tree, I come in and I pluck out all the weeds. So it's not competing with the fertilizer in my soil to, take away the nutrition from my soil. And lo and behold, I looked right there. I was focused on what's going on up here. Like, oh, this thing died, Like, dang, I don't think it's going to come back. It's one of my favorite fig trees, y'all. And I was like, this ain't going to bounce back. There's twigs at this point. And lo and behold, like out of nowhere, there it is. It came back. I was worried about what was going up top, giving the bottom chance to see if anything will come out. And there it is. Okay? So even when y'all guys coming through and you plucking out weeds and stuff, be careful what you're plucking. Because you might be plucking like a new shoot. Know your leaves, okay? It's very important to know your leaves. And I just wanted to share that with you this morning. Same with this one. The cold came and burnt this one up. But there it is. It's coming up right there. I'm going to give you guys an update. But that's it right there. It's coming back. And these were bare roots. Bare root figs from the store. That one just coming back. This one just coming back. These are doing okay. My grapes, they took a hit in the winter, that storm. Yep, and it got cold again. Burned it up, but I just left it alone. Did not bother it. Now I could tell you from experience, just by looking at this one as a bare root, this one is done. It's not gonna come back. And this is my Candace grape. A seedless Candace. It ain't gonna come back. I can tell. I'll be plucking out the roots. So, sometimes you can come by and just nick the side to see if there's any life in that root. It'll be green. If you nick the side, there's still life in it. But based off my experience, this is a goner. This one didn't make it, y'all. So I'm going to plant something different in here. But all my other fig trees that look like stems and stuff, they all came back. New water shoots, everything's growing nice and lush. Start your trees off in pots. Start your trees off in pots. You can get these little pots at Walmart. A little $7 container. $7, $8. You don't have to buy no big ass pricey box. Don't do that. You know, in the long run, you might want to stir your pot. The weed eater will tear this up after a few seasons. The sun will make it really brittle. When you pay for a good pot, it's gonna last a little bit longer. Okay? But if you're just starting out, go ahead and get you some of these bins. I got plenty of them. You know, when I'm buying a lot, I just buy plenty of the cheap stuff. And slowly and surely, you get a good one to replace some of these cheap stuff. It's a good one. You know, you don't have to start off expensive. Is what I'm saying. You know, because if you know, gardening will break the bank. Gardening will break the bank, y'all. If you're not familiar with what you're doing and being smart about it, it will cost you tons of money. And each and one of these big containers up with soil. You think about it, 15 bucks here, 15 bucks there. And some of these big pots, you're gonna have to probably use 2 bags. So you're looking at 30 bucks per container, you know? So you factor in the soil, and you factor in the prices of the containers when you're just starting off. You're gonna spend some money. So if you guys are starting on there, I really want you guys to take your time and don't break the bank. But you can start somewhere. Start cheap and gradually, get the stuff that you really need, For the first 2 seasons, y'all, put them in a container. Do not put them in the ground. Put them in a container. Let that root system develop. Let those roots develop. Fill this whole container up with roots. And by your second or third season, you go ahead and you put it in the ground. I demonstrated that with y'all with this plant. You see it? It's just now starting to get somewhat okay. Look at the thick of this. Okay, now put all these plants in the ground, all around the same time. But the difference is, from here on down, I did not make them grow out. And I want to show you. See the thickness? But everything else, I put in a container for a season or 2. They would do just fine in that container. And when you put them look at this. When you put them in the ground afterwards, look at this. My hand. Look at that. That's just, going on up. All of these been in containers. So I'm taking the guesswork out of it for y'all. Some of y'all say, I bought a peach tree and I can't grow it. It never survives. Start it off in a container. Let that root system grow out. Okay, same here. This peach tree, it turned over. It got too heavy with fruit last year. And it uprooted itself. I put a stake on it. I'm going to have to do a better job staking it in. But even then, look at that root. Look how it bounced back and look how it's growing. I still can't put my hand around that. Look at this one. Look at that structure. This is a Florida King, y'all. Oh yeah, cover your soil up with boxes. Don't be throwing away your cardboard boxes. This stuff here is not good. You don't want to use this stuff with all this ink on it. I used it anyway. This stuff right here is going to keep your soil moist. It's going to keep your soil so moist that you have to water less. Give your roots good chance to grow through a softer soil than a hard, compact soil that the sun been beating on all day. And look at that bad boy. Give your plant a couple of seasons. It will do better. Okay? And on top of that, when the roots grow out, you're gonna have an abundance of fruit. Fruit gonna be falling. The chicken's gonna get that here soon. Look at these, man. Twin. Yeah. You're gonna have an abundance of fruits. This tree, you may not see it from the video, but there's fruit everywhere. More than what I think we're gonna be able to eat. And I know that we're gonna have to share it with the bugs because I ain't spray them, so some of them might have worms. And I ain't spray them because of my bees. Okay? But I just wanted to share that with you guys. early this morning. And I know I get long-winded. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope you guys learned something while I'm learning something. I'm still new at this. But take the time to grow something. Learn how to grow something. Especially in these times. You don't want to keep going to the store to buy fruit. The simple thing, like fruit. We buy fruit, y'all. Look at this. Look at these plums. Oh yeah, Santa Rosa plum. Little purple plums. Oh yeah, when you see at the store, them sweet plums, that's these. Okay. Here go another plum tree. Oh yeah, look at this beauty. I mean, around because I don't know if y'all know. I can't see what I'm seeing. I mean, the branches are weighing down with fruit. I mean, there's fruit everywhere. Like I said, I didn't spray my trees. Everything's organic. So you might have some pests here and there, and that's okay. I'll go through what I need to go through to eat and get rid of what I don't want to eat. I mean, yeah, the branches been breaking, y'all. Fruit been dropping. These branches are, look, I mean, they hanging low. They're loaded. That's 3 plum trees, y'all. All loaded. Let me show you back the first one. Oh yeah, look at it. They're all loaded. These are a little bit smaller than the other plum trees, but you have different variety. That means some you'll get your harvest faster than some. One tree might harvest before the next tree. I mean, you have a consecutive harvest within each tree. Lovely. This is the peach tree that blew down. This is a Georgia peach. You go to your local box store. I believe I got this at Tractor Supply. See, look here. This is what I'm talking about. I didn't spray, so when I see this, something done bored into this fruit here. This one got a worm. I could tell already. That's the fruit trying to protect itself from the damage that it received from a bug. Okay. But yeah, this is all local stuff. In your yard, you can do this. This is a beautiful flower here. Okay. Now, this is a Feijoa guava. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Petals are so beautiful. Okay. The leaves are so tender you could put them in salad. It's so sweet, floral and sweet. You could put them in your salad and it will make your salad, it'll elevate your salad to the next level. Okay? Just like these. A buddy of mine gave me this wild plum. Here it is. These little wild plums here, little tart little things. They ain't gonna get too big, but I feed them. Little things, I feed them, and I grew them out in a pot. Same thing with my persimmon, And they planted these after I planted these, and you see the development. That's about a year later than these. By next year, those are gonna be so thicker, unbelievable. This little guy I got about 2 years after everything, because I love this fruit so much. I wanted another one. And notice, y'all, see how I plant? Don't complain about the space you got. Work with the space you have. This is about 5 feet apart, okay? This persimmon tree and this plum tree, it's about 3 feet apart, if that. I trimmed it back this way so it can grow that way, and this is growing this way. You have space. You just gotta utilize it correctly, and you will have success. Okay? Check it out. Now I could put a couple more trees in this little spot. My cherry tree didn't make it, but I got a pomegranate tree over there. My garden's a mess. I gotta retill it and I gotta amend it, and I'm gonna put something in there. Just don't know what yet. More focus on my fruit trees this year than actually gardening. I just be throwing plants anywhere. I don't have no space for certain plants. I put them in a little bush over here, y'all. Yeah. Bananas. I'm a banana trees. One banana tree gave me 1, 2, 3 bananas. So I gotta separate those. You can do it. It ain't hard. It's not hard at all. I didn't mean to carry on this long because I get excited, when I talk about stuff. You know, love the bees. Bees doing good. Plenty of swarms out of here. Plenty of swarms out of here. This is the first swarm. Oh yeah, I put my finger right up here. You know. Oh yeah. The bees ain't gonna bother you. They doing their own thing. Leave the bees alone. Get out their way. Let them do their thing. You know. That's a stronger hive. So I'm about to put another box on that. Start stacking it up. Nature is awesome. Um, any kind of tips you need to kind of learn, it's out there. The information is on YouTube, online. I didn't have a lot of information back then that I have now. So if you're watching it and you made it this far, like I said, thank you. I got the soil to amend. I'm gonna fertilize it all up, fill my containers back up. I got some new stuff about to plant, some roses and flowers for my baby, and put those in a pot for her. Got some strawberries I want to plant somewhere. I don't know yet where I'm gonna put them or how I'm gonna do them yet, but I'm gonna put them somewhere and continue with all what I got going on. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and lead the way, y'all.